Morning, Murli.
Welcome, Mr. Vinit Verma, Vice President of BCIC.
It's a pleasure. I'm sorry I couldn't join you physically. I had another few engagements in office.
Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. A very good morning to each one of you. On behalf of Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce, we welcome you all for this exclusive session on construction and electrical safety. This is the third in the series of awareness campaigns organized coinciding with the National Safety Month. The session is organized jointly with Bidadi Industries Association, and we from BCIC thanks Mr. Murli, the Secretary of BIA, for initiating this session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
On behalf of BCIC, we welcome Mr. Vinit Verma, who is the Vice President of the Chamber and who is also the Director of Brigade Enterprises. Our special welcome to Mr. K.M. Manjunatha, who is the Consulting Civil and Structural Engineer at Karnataka Housing Board and who is also the Vice Chairman of INSTRUCT, that stands for Institution for Research, Development, Training of Construction Tracks and Management, for accepting our invitation to address at this session. Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of BCIC, we welcome you for this session. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manjunatha. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We also welcome Mr. Raviraj, who is the Associate General Manager, EHS at Brigade Enterprises Limited. Welcome for the session, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation to address. Mr. Raviraj.
Welcome, Ravi.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning. Welcome, Mr. Raj.
Thank you.
Mr. Raviraj and Mr. Manjunatha will be addressing on the construction perspective, and post their address, we have the special address by Mr. Yogish Kumar, who is the Senior Manager, Plant Maintenance, Volvo CE India, who will be addressing on electrical safety perspective. The Chamber acknowledges the support of our member organizations for their annual sponsorship. Mrs. Bueller, Continental, Fundermax, IAMPL, MTR, Sona Group of Companies, SDMIMD, TBS, Vishwas Group, and Wipro. Now I would like to request Mr. Vinit Verma to speak a few words about the session.
Sorry. Okay.
Once again, welcome dignitaries, Mr. Manjunatha. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And thank you to my colleague Ravi. He also readily agreed to speak on this very, very special topic. And thank you, Murli, for organizing it in the first place from Bidadi. I think it's going to be a very useful session, and we're all looking forward to hearing from the experts rather than me wasting your time. So take it over. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I now would like to request Mr. Murli to set the context and take it over from here, sir. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Rupa. Good morning, viewers. I am Murli. I work as Vice President in Toyota Social India. I am advisor for BCIC and General Secretary for BIA. BCIC and BIA jointly are organizing 5 themes under the aegis of the National Safety Month celebrations in March month. We have completed programs on road safety, fire safety, and today we are doing programs on construction safety and electrical safety. And tomorrow we are having a concluding session on industrial safety. So these 5 themes we have identified, and we are bringing in these awareness sessions for the benefit of the members. I extend a very warm welcome to all of you. And we have 2 very good eminent speakers on construction safety today. And Mr. Manjunatha, who has got over more than 30 years of experience in structural engineering and construction safety, is also an architect. He's going to speak to you today, a few minutes from now. And thereafter, we have Mr. Raviraj coming from Brigade Enterprises, who has been in this field for over 25 years. He's a mechanical engineer in industrial safety, and he has been in Brigade Enterprises for over 17 years. As you know, Brigade Enterprises is a highly reputed construction and real estate enterprise, and it's well known for making room for positive experiences since 1986 in residential, office, retail, hospitality, industrial parks and logistics, schools, PropTech accelerators, music museums, and skill development academy, and has presence in India as well as United Arab Emirates. And Mr. Raviraj has been instrumental in getting certifications of Brigade enterprises in fields like quality, environmental, and safety. So these are the two speakers lined up for today on construction safety. And I now request Mr. K.M. Manjunatha, consulting in civil and structural engineer of Karnataka Housing Board, to take over the proceedings. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's an immense pleasure for me to speak a few hours of my time in the Bangalore Chamber of Industries and Commerce. I admire and appreciate and congratulate BCIC for having taken this wonderful subject of safety in construction and electrical this thing. Because recently, about 1 month back, we might have observed in Nagavara side, where a metro pillar has fallen. Unfortunately, 2.5-year child Vihan and Tejaswini, mother, they have died on the spot. And it is very astonishing to say that multi-millionaire companies, MNC companies, a lot of engineers are there. If you see metro organization, BMRCL, they have got plenty of engineers to each and every department. In spite of all efforts taken by them, these kind of mishaps are happening in construction side. We can see lot kind of that news in YouTube and WhatsApp, like 4-story building has been fallen about 7 months back. Mumbai College collapsed, 40 people died, building collapsed. And recently, about 3 years back in Sanjay Nagar also, a building, concrete pouring was undergoing. At that time, only that the entire roof was collapsed. Because there is lot many areas are there, we need to understand the safety and precautionary measures what we have to take during construction. Let me give you small examples. I don't want to give a big example in the beginning. See, like in small buildings, sometimes they will construct in the beginning, they don't cover it in the beginning. They will wait up to completion of the building. There, what they will do, they will keep some 2-3 wooden planks. There also, we will have a lot of small children, workers' children, they will fall and they will die. And cut out in roof. In the roof, sometimes what happens, because of the lift and other things, they will have a cutout. There also, if proper precaution is not taken for the during construction period, the mishaps will happen, people will die, and lift well. And I think in my profession about 10 years back, I have seen a PWD engineer, assistant executive engineer, is constructing a building in Marathali area, where he wanted to construct a basement area. So he has calculated himself basement height as 10 feet, and we need to have a ramp. So 15 feet he dig. Next to his building, ground first, second floor building was there. He has not taken proper care. So the total deep earthwork has been done. Because of that, the compound wall of the next building was fallen. Then there is no way for the other persons to go to their house. So there was a police complaint. He has been arrested. Then they take a lot of effort, a lot of pain they have taken in completing their building. So there may be a lot of things are there. So there are some small kits or safety tools are there. If we follow that one, we can prevent a lot of losses, damages, either to the construction company or to the poor construction people. I request the PPT has to be taken. So maybe I can give small examples like improper design of construction of compound wall and proper height compared to the adjacent building. So I would like to have some safety equipment during the construction. Let me define in such a way that for the safety, we can see that sometimes they don't close small next, they don't fall, and so improper ladder is there. They will be taking out and they will fall up from the ladder. These small instinct figures wherein which these are small things actually, not a big issues. Yes, sir. Safety is first. So relative freedom from danger, risk, or loss of personal property, whether caused by deliberately or by accident. Whether you do deliberately or by accident, accident is accident. Loss cannot be revoked. So safety equipment is safeguard against job. Hazards, when used as intended along with other preventive measures, minimizes and eliminates loss to employees, risk to employees. So always there are a lot of things are there which we can. Necessity of safety equipments are there. A handful of those benefits includes the following: accident reduction, less injury, less time wasted, avoidance of HSE investigation, less payments to insurance, increase in trust between the workers and their managers, higher productivity rate. Because there is no trust between the worker and the manager. Obviously, they will not feel to work comfortably, and we can increase the productivity if we give the necessary safety equipments. That is very necessary because today productivity rate is very less. As you know, all of the workers are having Bluetooth and listening music, and they are working. Even if we see them also, they will not answer. Always listening music or something they will watching. Even drivers, when they are driving, they take that Bluetooth. And whenever there is a time for drivers to take rest, they will see the WhatsApp and YouTube. So very productivity rate is very, very less. Next, sir. So safety equipment includes, we have to save our eye and face protection, hearing protection, hand protection, foot protection, respiratory protection, safety cloth, fall protection, and fire protection. For human body, all these things are very sensitive because we cannot say whether the large scale or small scale is there. So everything has to be taken care. That is the reason in MNC companies in American or Western countries, there are a lot of safety factors. See, for example, objective to protect any foreign object to get into eye, to protect eyes from dust and splash, we have spectacles, goggles, face shields. Working with chemicals, we can use these things. Working with heat and fire during welding operation, as you know, a lot of steel is involved in construction technology and construction processes. We need to protect our eye and face. See, hearing protection, a lot of explosives were used when there is a rock. Sometimes, in my early days of my profession, I used to get questions from the customers. Sir, I have excavated 3 feet, we have got rock, what to do? Because we are given excavation of 6 feet. In the ground only, they will get a rock. So definitely they will go for 6 feet, means they have to explode the rock. Then a lot of explosives has to be used. That sound, we have to protect our ear muffs, ear plugs, where high noise work area, while destroying hills for construction, where heavy equipment are used, there in which we have to protect our ear. That is where for ear protection, this kind of instrument has to be used. Hand protection, you see, to protect workers' hand while contact with harmful and hazardous chemicals, we should use cotton gloves, welding gloves, chemical gloves. See, concrete with cement, it has got a lot of heat generation. So we cannot touch the concrete in the fresh state. When it's preparation, we can't touch it. That's why normally they will use hand gloves. So severe cuts, laceration, and chemical or thermal burns will happen. So we have to protect the hand of the workers. So head protection, to protect head from bumping into falling or low ceiling objects, accidental head contact with electrical hazard. See, normally it is helmet. Where it is used, it means high elevated construction site. In large construction site, normally this helmet is used. See, there are certain color code for the helmets. If you see, if white color is used for engineers, managers, and supervisors and foremen, and blue color is used for electricians, carpenters, red color for firefighters, green for safety officers, gray for site visitors, yellow for laborers, brown for workers and with high heat applications. So site visitors, definitely nowadays, even whoever the construction is conducting 20 floors, 30 floors, there even engineers and valuers will not be allowed to go inside without a helmet. That is a good thing. Only in our Bangalore and such, only one type of helmet they will use, either a white or yellow. There is no such specific color combination there. In this area, we have to improve. We have to advise the construction companies that they should do specific helmets for specific people. It will give a warning. Then foot protection. See, to secure the foot for the workers, when they are at work from crushing or caused by heavy object, protection against puncture, steel-toed footwear, rubber boots, chaps or leggings. There is a danger of foot injuries due to falling and rolling objects where the workers are exposed to electrical hazard. Normally, this happens in small buildings also. When we have reinforcement, we want to check the reinforcement in the roof. We should have shoes. Otherwise, when we go with chappal, a lot of problems happen. Because I myself has experienced that one. Without having shoe, I suffered about 6 months injury. It was my foot went inside the reinforcement rod. So it is always good to use shoes, good kind of shoes, rubber boots to save our foot, to protect our foot. Respiratory protection. The prevention from atmospheric contaminants, air purifying respiration, full mask, half mask, powdered air purifying respirators, self-contained breathing apparatus, in areas where effective engineering controls are not feasible to protect health of the employees from harmful dust, fogs, fumes, mist, gases, smokes, sprays, and vapors. It is necessary. During the COVID also, we have a lot of masks we are using, and it is better to use the mask, full or half mask, depending upon the situation in the construction site. Because air is very important. As you know, in urban areas, pure air we are not getting. We need to go to villages where pure air is available. But unfortunately, if we go to village, we don't get job. That is the problem. So we can't go to village. We have to stay in the city and we have to protect our health. Thank you. Next. Safety cloth. Objective is to resist flame and heat for the visibility purpose. Aprons, vests, jackets. So many things are there. Here also, there are a lot of colored jackets are there. Color code for the cloths. Head of the company, they will have that president, CEO will have this color. Workers and contractors will have a yellow and orange executive level technical, and visitors management, safety fire department, maintenance, welder, fitter and electrical, they will have a blue color. Like this, different workers will have different color. If you specify that one, definitely we can standardize the safety procedure. So these are the things that are required. Here also we use in construction companies, they will have only uniform color, not like different. These advanced countries they will use. Fall protection. Normally, what happens, to protect the workers and material falling from heights. Normally in small buildings also, if they want to construct on Monday, they will transport all stone, bricks, jelly, everything onto top today itself, 1 week before itself. And they will put all the bricks and all in a staggered manner. Even we also cannot walk freely. While walking also, we will have a problem. And equipments used are chain, nets, D-ring, Lanyard, safe refractor. See, something is falling from top means if you have a net kind of thing, that will not be destroyed. So we need to use so many equipments wherein whatever it falls, either it is a karane or any small putti or whatever it is, it should be protected. Even a bundle of concrete, if it falls from 10 feet height, if it falls on any person's head, definitely he will become a head injured person. So we need to protect falls, which is naturally, incidentally happening in the construction site. Next one. Fire protection, to minimize the risk of fire, we have some equipments, fire extinguishers to minimize this risk at the construction site. There are some classes will be there, which it will be indicated in the construction site. So that has been displayed in this thing, fire extinguishers, E for electrical, D for metal, C class for fire glass, B class for fire, A class for solid, free burning metal, paper, wood, plastics, etc. These kind of standard safety procedures, safety markings, boards will be there. If you put up these boards in the construction site, definitely a lot of accident, lot of dangers, lot of mishaps can be controlled. So this is what is it required. The safety signs and their meanings we have to understand. See, there will be a prohibitory signs will be there. Don't do that one. A sign of prohibitory behavior will be there. No smoking or mandatory signs. Must to do this one. Must wear helmet and safe conditional site. A sign indicating emergency exits or first aid, and then fire equipments. Then hazardous signs, caution, beware, danger, don't go. 500 volts is there. Information signs like, toilets, ladies toilet, gents toilet. These everything should be used in a standard way. Then only we can achieve safety in construction site to the maximum extent. Next. See, though the unpredictable accidents or potential hazards are inevitable in a construction industry, these things can be avoided by providing the workers with basic safety equipments mentioned above. This not only increases the productivity, but also safeguards the life of skilled workers who are exposed to these effects constantly. That means whatever possible efforts we use to prevent the losses, to prevent the damages, if these things are used, we can at least minimize the losses. Because as you know, if we don't do these things, losses will be more. We have to give a lot of insurance amount to the bank. The loss of coverage we have to make. If suppose one worker, if he falls, he will not listen to us. He will do whatever he wants. So, but we have to make the safety factor. It is not only from the point of the construction company, also from the point of the engineers who are working over there, and also from the point of the workers working over there. Because, in the last metro pillar, what they have fallen, it is not because of the immature decision. It is because of the delayed concreting. And somebody will ask what, less quality materials has been used, what kind of materials they are using, what kind of material BMRs are using. It is not the quantity or quality of the material it is affected there. It is the time sense of time, where actually they should have given proper barrage so that people should not come, so that the pillar should not fall by itself. So that the maintenance part has been neglected from the engineers. Because of that, two lives has been lost. One, a small child of 2.5 years, and the lady who is working as a software engineer. It is really a shame to engineers community, because it is not one engineer, it is from the entire engineering community has to have a bad face on this. So that's why I would like to say that these type of precautions has to be taken. And Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce has taken a very good initiative in giving this kind of seminars to their industrial owners, so that they can adopt all these safety factors. And I thank Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce for giving me an opportunity. I do not know for the learned people in and around, or the audience, how much I have satisfied your requirement. I've done my effort to give whatever I know. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Nagraj, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Manjunatha.
Thank you, sir.
We could see all your experience in that presentation. Though it looks very simple, it's very hard to implement. I do understand the color coding of the helmets, color coding of the coats people wear. We all try to bypass and think only a jacket has to be worn or helmet has to be worn, without even giving a sense of thinking that every color has got a meaning and it foretells something. So thank you very much. Very, very elucidating presentation from your side. Please stay on with us. We have one more good speaker from Brigade Enterprises, Mr. Raviraj.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Mr. Raviraj, can you come on screen, please?
Yeah, I will share the screen.
Yeah. And Mr. Raviraj has got about more than 25 years of experience working in the construction industry.
And Ravi, I'll request you to come on video for a while so people get to know you.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. Can you see my presentation?
We can see your presentation. We just want to see you once, and then you can share the screen.
Yeah, camera is on, I think.
Yeah, we can see the presentation.
Okay.
No, but we can't see you, Ravi. I think it's a dark screen I'm getting.
Camera is on.
Yeah, but we're not able to see you.
Let me
It's
start the
okay.
presentation. Yeah,
Maybe
okay.
start the presentation, then we can.
sure. Good morning, everybody. So we'll be discussing, Mr. Manjunath shared about the usage of PPEs and importance of safety in construction. So I'll be speaking on the same line on construction safety. Myself, Raviraj Gudananavar, I am working as Associate General Manager, EHS in Brigade Group. So I wish you all a happy National Safety Month. We are celebrating Safety Month to create awareness among all the people working across all sectors. Our aim, zero harm. It is not only in the workplace. It starts from home, traveling, wherever we are. We should aim for zero harm, not only on the people front, even our environment, our work areas, everywhere. So I start with my presentation. Saluting my parents, because of them we are here. Farmers, without expecting anything, they feed us, they provide us what are the food things are required. And the soldiers who don't have the opportunity to be with their family and enjoy with them, they safeguard us and our family and our country without expecting any other things. And the organization who has given us the opportunity to work and earn. So, Brigade Group is in a real estate sector, as Mr. Murli explained. We were established in 1986, one of the India's leading and trusted property developer. We are into residential, office, hospital, and retail. We are entering into data centers and warehousing. So, safety in construction projects. Why safety? India's infrastructure and construction sector, construction industry challenges. What are the major construction activities we follow? What are the hazards and risk in construction incidents? How Brigade EHS system works? I have taken a topic on work on height, to how to prevent fall of material, fall of person. Why safety? Serious workplace injury or death changes lives for family, friends, community, and co-workers. Human lives and suffering is immeasurable. It's a social responsibility. It's a statute requirement. Timely completion of the project. Being into construction, in case of any incident, accident, what are the activity or plan we have to execute for the day? Due to closure of the project or incident, there may be delay in completion of the project. We are bound with RERA, Real Estate Regulatory Authority Bill. We have given the date when we will be handing over the flat. All those consequences will follow if we don't follow the safety requirements, don't safeguard ourselves and our workplace. Improve in production and quality. It's a responsibility of principal employer. Whoever do the mistake or whoever show the negligence in the workplace, principal employer has to take the blame, and what are the consequences, he has to face it. So when did safety started in our life? Everybody, we know that safety started when we were in our mother room. So our parents, our mother, father, they were the first safety officer to teach us what is good and what is not good, what we should touch, what we should not touch. Then our safety started. It is not when we join any organization or when we start our work. Safety started when we are in mother room, and our mother parents have taught us so many things. India's infrastructure and construction sector, we are contributing for the Indian economic ecosystem with the development of roads, bridges, residential, office, retail, hotels. It is contributing to role in India's growth story. It's one of the biggest job providers among all the industry, and it is also one of the hazardous industry among all the industry, where we see a lot of incidents, accidents, loss of life, and other things. So what are the challenges we are facing in construction industry? It's one of the unorganized sector, lack of competent manpower, migratory workforce. 6 months they work there in their farm field. 6 months after harvesting, they are free. They come to construction site where they get a job opportunity without any skill or qualification. We have to start from scratch, train them. Again, when they go back, they forget. New mega projects, there are various statutory requirements, low awareness among the workforce, Negligence and overconfidence. I have worked so many years. 6 months back, I was working in a high-rise building, 30 floor, 40 floor building. Why I should use safety helmet or safety harness when I'm working? All this questions we will be facing when we are in the site. High-rise buildings and other. Major construction activities, if any project, any old buildings are there, it starts with demolition, excavation, mass excavation, where huge earth will be excavated, lot of tippers, pokelines will be used for excavation, shuttering, steel reinforcement work, concreting, masonry work, plumbing and firefighting works, plastering, internal and external plasterings, doors and window fixing, tiling, internal and external paintings. These are the major activities. There are many other activities where loading, unloading, shifting, all this takes place in the construction site. Major hazards when we are into excavation stage, collapse of earth. Next, when we come on the over height, fall of person, material, fall of material from height, slip, trips and falls. There may be scaffold related injury because major external activities happens on the scaffolding. People have to stand on the scaffold, work, do block work, plastering, painting, electrical incidents, moving objects, then material and manual handling. So what are the risks from this activity and hazards? There may be first aid cases, minor and major injuries, temporary disability, permanent disability, and it may also lead to loss of life. So globally, it is estimated that around every 15 seconds, a worker dies from work-related incidents or diseases. It's not only construction, it is work-related, any sector, manufacturing, textile, any other sector. 317 million incidents occur on the job annually. And EHS is a major concern for the global economy, in addition to environmental challenges and impact of global warming. So who are more vulnerable for these incidents? Who are very fresh, age between 18 to 21, 20 times, because they don't understand, they don't have the seriousness about the instructions, what we say. 21 to 25, 10 times, 26 to 30 years, 4 times, this incident chances are there. So construction incidents, 56% are fall from height, 22% by trapped by something collapsing or overturning, 4% struck by or flying or falling objects, 4% contact with moving machinery, 5% contact with electricity and electrical discharge, 10% struck by moving vehicles. So how Brigade EHS system works, I thought of sharing what we do and what are the best practices, and I have taken a topic working on height, what are the hazards and how to overcome those hazards and risk. So we have implemented EHS requirements in the tender document itself. So the contractor who is taking the job, want to take the job in Brigade, he know what are the requirements, EHS requirements need to be followed in our organization. Once the contractor is scrutinized and finalized, we have a kickoff meeting to address second round. What are the requirements? What are the statute requirement he has to follow and comply to the requirement? Once he mobilized the team for execution, he establishes office, site setup is done. We have a workshop mode training to contractors team and our team to make them understand statute requirement and implementation in the construction site, what we should follow, monitor and show the continual improvement. How we monitor this and ensure our project sites are safe? We have a system of monthly helmet of honor rating. We rate out of 150 points. Who gets the maximum will get every month award to contractors and our team. So these are the statute requirement for labor. We are bound with Building and Other Construction Workers Act. We follow, that is a Bible and rules for us. Contract Labor Act, under this we have to take license. First Brigade will register, then our contractors will register under contract labor. If 20 or more than 20 workers are there, they have to take this. Employee compensation, interstate migrant workmen, child labor prohibition. Even though industry follow 14 years as a child age, Construction industry, we follow 18 years, because if we say 14 years, they don't, even bring 12 years or 10 years child for work. Employee State Insurance, Minimum Wages Act, Public Liability Insurance Act, and EPF Act is applicable for workers. What are the best practices, safety practices we follow? Demonstrate safety leadership, communicate safety information, manage safety risk, establish safety practices, continuously improve safety performance. So under demonstrate safety leadership, in Brigade, every leader, every person, it's a line responsibility, and at all level, they follow this accountability and responsibility. Leadership elements include strong commitment to management commitment, environment, health and safety policies, principles, the procedures, challenging goals and plans, high performance standards set and reviewed, indicators are examined and measured. So communicating safety information plays an important role in construction sector. We outsource all the activity to the contractors. We have a major role in this, communicating the requirements, communicating to the end people, the like workers. Employees and workers undertake EHS induction training. For employees, we call AGAs. 2 days training is there. For workers, when they join new, for half an hour, they are explained about the site condition, do's and don'ts, and where are the facilities available, and whom to contact in case of emergencies. Kickoff meeting, I explained to address about the requirements. Safety posters and signages in different languages displayed across the site for effective communication to workers. Monthly engineers meet. In Brigade, we have a system every month, first Saturday, second half, all engineers assemble at one place, and this session starts with safety, sharing of good and not so good practices, and any incidents, learnings from that, not only in our sector, other places also, other areas followed in projects, we'll be sharing that. We take name of the project so that there is a seriousness among the project heads and the project team, where good practices and not so good practices, we highlight them, so they correct, others also correct by seeing this. Safety alert sharing in case of any this thing, mishaps, incidents, learnings, and time to time, like summer safety precautions, monsoon safety precautions, we share with the contractors and all the staff. Manage safety risk. We various activities we discussed. There are various hazards and risk in the activities. First step is we identify all the hazards and risk before commencing of the project in association with the project team, contractors, and involvement of the operators. Then based on this hazards and risk related to activity, we have a standard operational control procedures to be followed during execution, and we have a checklist, permit formats to check and ensure these things, required safety precautions are taken and followed. We follow hierarchy of control to mitigate the hazards and risk. Use of applicable PPEs. Mr. Manjunatha explained in detail about usage of PPEs and importance of that. So all activities are monitored by supervisors to check any unsafe acts, unsafe conditions, and to take immediate corrective measures. So establish safety practices, safe operating procedures developed as a result of hazard identification and risk assessment. We educate contractors, team, workers, and the operators on the safe operational procedures in the site. So it starts, implementation starts if we give a good accommodation, good facilities, workers don't migrate so easily. So our safety is taken from the day one and the start of the work from the morning. Separate toilet and bathing facility for men and women. Normally, construction site nowadays, women are very less, but what are the numbers? Still, we provide this facility. Separate cooking and dining area. RO treated water for drinking. First aid and firefighting arrangements even in the colony. Crash for children. Play area for workers. STP for treating wastewater. monitoring workers colony with checklist, all the required procedure system is established, monitored, and continually it is maintained. Clearing of colony waste on day-to-day basis. You can see the colony established separate bathing and toilet facility, separate cooking area, and you have a good accommodation for workers. Tie up with the solid waste collector, clearing on day-to-day basis. Workers colony, even we visit, whenever we visit the project site, we ensure that colony visit is also compulsory, so that the contractors have a fear of people visiting and maintaining the site colony. So bathing facility and toilet facilities at labor colonies. Common dining area for workers to sit and have comfortably. So this is a process we follow. Any new contractors, workmen come, we give instructions to our principal contractor. Child labor strictly prohibited. Report to security. Submit government ID. Even we collect Aadhaar. Not only collecting Aadhaar, now they even cheat, like replacing their names and other thing. When we scan, we come to know whether the person is same or any age differences there. We'll come to know from that. Next, they undergo medical examination to identify if any they are suffering from any diseases. EHS induction program in Hindi and local languages. Pre-inspection of equipments and submission of relevant documents. Fill up screening form, issue of PPs and workers ID with photo. Then followed with toolbox talk, site entry, allot the work by concerned agency. Then work is carried out under strict supervision of the supervisor. This facility contractors provide in the site for induction. They play a small video to make them understand why the safety is important to them and their family, what they should take care, what are the PPs they should use. Proper usage of PPs is also very important. So we process for execution team, safe work method statement. Then it is reviewed, pre-inspection of equipments and tools, training for workers, request to permit like hot work permit, height work permit, excavation permit. If any works are carried out in the night, night work permit, and confined space permit. If people are working in any confined space, where they check and issue this permit, monitor the activities. This is some of the photographs, what we how we address in the site, conducting regular toolbox talk, weekly once mass meeting, then every day training for each category like barbenders, carpenters, masoneries, all these people, regular meetings will happen. Display of signages, safety parks in the site. Construction plant and machinery also plays an important role in safety and fast execution of the project. We collect this list of plant and machinery, annual maintenance, preventive maintenance schedule of plant and machinery. Yes, if any breakdowns or anything happen, it will not only affect the production, it is a cause for any incidents, accidents in the site. All lifting tackles has to inspected and certified by representative from inspector of factory, tower crane, material hoist, temporary passenger lift, lifting tackles, crane buckets, all this. DG clearance from inspector of electrical, energy meter calibration, emission test certificate, calibration records of equipments, regular inspection, tagging, monthly earth resistance checks, followed by applicable checklists. Electrical system, DG, this is a system we follow. Proper acoustic DG nowadays, most everybody use this. Rubber mats to prevent any electrical mishaps. Proper distribution boards. Cables are laid above the thing. Now it will not interact with any moving machineries or the people. Earth pit. We have a lockout tagout system for any maintenance works. Night works, lighting arrangements, we check the illumination level so that workers who are working in the night should comfortably work, and proper illumination is required for that. firefighting system wherever required, where hot works are carried out, the electrical system is there. Storage of empty and filled gas cylinders. This also plays an important role. Many project sites we see empty cylinders lying in sunlight, so there are chances of cylinder blast and causing incidents, accidents to the workmen. This is towards preventing of spillages and leakages of oil, fuel in the diesel store. Under concrete pump, we keep secondary containers so that it doesn't come in contact directly with earth and contaminate the earth. Material storage plays an important role, and housekeeping is the first step in construction safety. Proper stocking of construction material is the thing where we can prevent incidents, accidents. Lot of hazards and risks are prevented by following this proper material storages. Then general stores, light material, weight material are kept above. Load with weight materials are kept below. Nameplate clearly readable, understandable. Tile storage on the site. So continuously improve safety performance. So what we do for this, perform gap analysis, analyze safety violations, analyze incident history, incident reporting system, recognize and celebrate safety achievements. Like I told you, we have a monthly helmet of honor rating and distributing of helmet of honor every month. And we have a yearly star award system, platinum star, golden star, and silver star award for the overall best performance in the year. Keep safety culture strong by staying up to date on best practices within the industry. Project safety scores are linked to appraisal system, and all staff, when they are reviewed, the score is taken and considered during the review mechanism. So performance monitoring, what all we do, site visit and verifying the process followed, monthly HS activity plan so that no activity is missed. If we don't plan, we cannot execute the work. Daily check and issue applicable permits, monthly EHS statistics, all the leading and lagging indicators are captured, analyzed. Monthly earth resistance check, year-end noise monitoring, monthly safety committee meeting to discuss the issues and with the 50% participation of the workers representative, monthly helmet of honor rating, half yearly plant and machinery third-party inspection and certification, half yearly system audit by trained and qualified internal auditors, yearly system audit by Bureau Veritas Certification India Limited. So monthly reports, monthly activity plan, planned versus achieved, EHS statistics, committee meeting minutes, mock drills. We plan various emergencies we have listed out. Every month we plan for one emergency and we conduct the mock drill to create awareness among the workforce and the to check preparedness of the emergency response team. First aid case analysis and identifying the causes. We even monitor the water consumption, diesel, concrete consumption, waste disposal records, EHS violation tracker, root cause, and corrective action. So that's a thing we have implemented and followed. We know major contribution towards incidents, accidents in construction is from 56% fall from height, fall of material or fall of person. We should not fix the worker, we should fix the system so that workers work safely in the construction site. So what is work at height? Anywhere, wherever they're working, if precautions are not taken, a person may fall from a height and he may receive injury incident, so resulting from first aid case to even temporary disability, permanent disability, and even a fatal accident. So what's at stake? Fall is one of the oldest cause of injury. A worker is at risk when he falls from 3 meters or high. In construction, what are the hazards which result to fall of person or fall of material, like unprotected edges, cutouts, shattering works, external works like painting, plastering, fixing of windows. Even more dangerous is lack of awareness. Initial presentation I told you, that negligence, overconfidence, even though they have a safety belt, they do not hook to the proper location where if they fall, they should prevent them from fall. They blindly put hook to some rod or something and start continue. They work on the height. So these are some of the unsafe acts, unsafe conditions. If we don't see supervisor, which contribute to fall of person, fall of material, and result to fatal incidents, working on the scaffold, working on the unsafe platforms. Even you can see where safety belt is hooked. If he slip and fall, he will fall to the floor level, and it will be result. It will result to injury, incidents, accident. Second photo, you can see the movement of people. There's no proper safety net, which can result into fall of person. Makeshift arrangements, you can see how people, whatever the available material are there to continue with their job, what all mechanism they use to work on height, which is unsafe, which result to fall of person. So fall of person is not only from height, even people who is holding the hose pipe. This is also fall from height. They may fall into the excavation pit and may result into injuries. Cutouts in the staircase, if proper temporary railing is not provided, safety net is not provided, easily any worker can get into fall into this and result to incidents, accident. Makeshift arrangements using of plant and machinery available in the site to continue with the work, or on holidays, Sundays, they tend to work like this, or to complete the work faster, they tend to use this kind of mechanisms. So even though proper scaffolding is there, because proper working platforms are not there, they don't cover platform, make proper platform with double jallies and work. Second photo is a good practice where safety belt should be always hooked above the shoulder level. People are comfortably sitting and doing the reinforcement work. This is first photo is working unsafe on the height scaffolding erection. There are 100% chances people don't have safety belt. They are not using safety helmet. If you slip and fall, multiple injuries will be there. So proper working first staging, scaffolding should be properly erected. Then inspection to be done. Tagging system should be followed. Red tag not to work. Green tag, it is good to work on the scaffolding. Can see some more unsafe acts, unsafe conditions in the project site. So first photo, you can see a barrel is kept, then a stool is kept on that, and a worker is working, and surrounding so much material is there. If he slip and fall, 100% he will be injured. The unsafe working platforms in the lift shaft, whatever props, normally in construction language they call jack. They extend a jack, put a jolly and continue to load. First when you enter, they will take a vibrator material, they will place. Jack is not meant for horizontal working platform. It is always to take meant to take vertical loads. Unsafe bridges to reach one tower to other tower. Unsafe working platforms, shafts or cutouts are not properly closed. So what are the control measures? We see all this. Training is one of the important factor. Next, control measures in the site. Barricade, wherever excavation is going on or excavation is done. Double barricade, display of signages, lighting system for the night visualization, so that workers will be move safely around the excavated edge. Proper illumination in the work area, proper safe access in the site, safe access to the block to prevent fall of material on the person, safe access in the slab shattering area in case of emergency or any men movement. There's a safe path created in the shattering area. Proper barricades for the cutouts, face barricade, double layer barricade, so floor openings, closing. So if we provide this kind of floor protection, there are 100% prevention of fall of person or material. Closing of lift shafts with steel mat, safety nets. Face barricade, double protection. It is not only fall protection, it even people we can avoid entering into the lift shaft when they are moving in the floor area. These are temporary barricades for lift shafts. Temporary protection for staircase. Once the de-shuttering is done, we will do temporary railing with pipe and civil couplers. You can see in this photo. In between two staircase, there will be a gap where men can easily slip and fall. So we provide a fall protection system like a safety net like this. In the shafts, double protection to cover the plumbing shaft and firefighting shafts. Cutout protection. In the shaft again, one more method of providing protection. So we have used ply pieces. We use as a face barricade like this. So no worker enter into the shafts. For fall protection, double layer safety net. Most of our projects follow this aluminum shuttering where less risk for workers and more safe for workers and fast production. Barricades and multi-level safety net fixing. Working platforms, proper jali is provided, railings are provided. So prevent fall of material, we provide Hessian cloth so that this tie pin and other things doesn't pass through this working platform. So when they place the stool like this, below ply piece is used so that stool should not pierce into the working platform. In the lift shaft, double protection, lift shaft is totally covered. There he uses a stool to work on height. Then safety net, safety belt is worn and hooked to proper fall protection system. Tagging system, green tag. Once the inspection is done and it is good to continue the work. All the cutouts openings are barricaded like this with color. Safety net for fall protection in commercial buildings. Fall protection system, lifeline and safety net. You can see the top view of there's a lifeline next to working platform, double layer safety net. For every 5 floors, we provide safety net fixed system so that if safety net fails in one floor, other floors it take care. Above terrace works where pergola works are done, 100% chances are there for fall of person or material. So this is a mechanism we follow. Open to sky area below working platform covering it. It prevents fall of person. We have temporary passenger lift where every floors we have a opening. This is a mechanism we follow. There's a gate lock and key system. Operator whenever he come, he will open the lock. Then only workers can enter into the passenger lift or they can come to on the block from the passenger lift. This is a system we follow. Working on gondolas, each person will have a fall arrestor and a lifeline. Safety harnesses, one double body harness is used. Every day, this gondolas are inspected and certified for safe working. So gondola working system. This for within the building, how safely they have to work, proper working platforms with scaffolding, guardrail, toe guard, and all. So working on ladders, it should be tight, 3-point contact. This ladder should be extended 1.5 meters above the landing area. So work at height is not a circus. Always use a fall protection system. Safety doesn't come instantly. We should implement consistently. Thank you. I have a small video. I'll be presenting that video. Meantime, any doubts or any questions you want to ask, please let me know.
Members can also raise their hands in the, or you can use the chat box.
Can you see this my screen?
Yes.
Video is
Yeah, visible.
okay.
You can't hear anything there. It's only a visual.
Just a minute.
No, can't hear.
Just a minute. I will do this.
Meanwhile, members, anyone wanting to ask any question to Mr. Manjunatha, you're welcome.
Can you hear my video? Rupa,
Yes, sir.
can you hear the
No, sir, voice is not there. There is no audio. If possible, if you can share the link to us, we will play it from here, sir.
yeah.
In the meantime, you can take some questions. The speakers can take the questions.
There is a suggestion from one participant. It says while sharing tab, select the share tab audio checkbox.
Mr. Ramesh has raised his hand. So, Mr. Ramesh, please, you may please ask the question, sir. You can unmute your mic and ask the question. Sir. Hello.
Matladi Ramesh. I think he's rejoining.
Now can you hear the sound, Rupa?
No, sir, audio is still not there, sir.
You can type in chat box also if the question there.
We have mentioned.
Voice is not clear.
Yes, we have mentioned, sir.
Network is a big problem.
Rupa, now it is. Can you hear?
Not it,
Rupa?
sir. Not it, sir.
Oh, sorry for this. Sorry.
Ravi, I suggest that you share the link with the BCIC office. They'll send it out to all the participants for them to see it later. Maybe you can take the Q&A now.
That's better.
Yeah, any questions are there?
Mr. Ramesh.
Yes, yes. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Mr. K. Manjunath and Mr. Raviraj Gulanawar, both have done a fantastic. It was a very informal and good knowledge sharing. Sir, I am having three questions. One is this: now helmet management is the major issue in the industries, because whether you people are knows or I don't know. In a helmet, they are mentioning the dates. That is, we can, if you keep it in a, inside proper storage, we can use it only for the 5 years. Is it right or not? This same thing, even that Udyog, who is manufacturing the helmet, he is mentioning in his website, and same thing is mentioned in our Karnataka class 1 1968. That is become a major issue. What is your view on that?
Sir, 5 years is a good amount of time, sir, because this actually, normally I would like to take in this way. Any construction, major construction will take 2 to 3 years. So by that time, any material will have its depreciated value, usage, wear and tear, it will come. I don't think it will have a major impact on using the same helmet for all the constructions for 10 years, 10 and so years. So I don't think it, because it's a very small percentage of the cost what we are contributing for the total project is concerned. When we have to also has to see that one, because in a building sense, nowadays people will say 80 years is the building age. But actually, in my perspective, only 5 years is the building. Only 5 years. Today, if we construct now, the taste changes. People will demolish it and construct new one. In that case, I think helmet, we also see that will wear and tear will go. We should use a better quality. Otherwise, no efficiency will be there. I think we are for it.
Okay,
Yeah,
good, sir. But no, I am from mechanical industry. Sorry, I I could have mentioned initially itself. I am from mechanical industry. That auditors, they are telling that even maximum we can use it for the 1 year. And also we are having our own process how to inspect the after every year we are inspecting our helmets which we are using it inside. But still they are recommending that every year we need to change. That is can you clear it of this? It is a mechanical industry inside where is
Sir,
it?
it should be, sir. See, for mechanical engineering, civil consultant cannot give consultancy because mechanical engineers will see point not 1 mm, but civil engineering, you see one part of the concrete pouring water or mixing. There is a lot of variations will be there. Now this is very difficult. So I think I don't think even in that case for 1 year if you replace it and place it in a proper place. It is a good thing also from the construction point of view. And in India, of course, I don't know that Safety Act and all those things are not neatly followed. If in years to come, it may come. Now it is better as per the usage. We can change that one, sir. It is not. You have to change that one. Because unless you use a proper helmet and proper belt and all those things, it is of no use, no. Then very purpose of safety will not be satisfied. I opine that way.
Okay, yes, we are applying. Okay, that will conclude. Thanks for your conclusion. See, one more thing is that, see now, already those are fire consultants are there. They are telling that, sir, Karnataka government, they released a 21, one more, class. And still our auditors and, other auditors also, UOHS, EHS, they are using 1968, which you should follow.
Sir, see what happens, maybe for the new one to follow, it may be a little bit of expensive or mind-blowing or iterative things. And still the user, who is the user, the government or the department, till then whatever is acceptable can be done, sir. Because as my personal opinion, auditors are not practical people. They are only change their words in the book. In practice, whatever is necessary, we have to do it. That is where the problem of fusion with auditors and construction practices will come. Now, I always see practical happenings. If I got a good helmet which can, or good thing which is going to happen for 1.5 to 2 years, we can as well use it. It depends on the user, how he feels it, how he is comfortable. I feel we should go as per the practice and as per the comfortability, as per the situation based thing, sir. It is always situation based thing. It is that we have to analyze like that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, based on the criticality of the work and nature of work, helmet usage of helmet can be decided. Wear and tear of the helmet and life of the helmet. Manufacturer also mentioned the life of the helmet based on the use of material in manufacturing the helmets.
Thank you.
Construction, normally we don't keep stock in the construction site. Need basis they bring, and 30-40% extra they keep for the fresh workers.
Any question? Next questions? You the close back.
2 minutes. Just give me 1 minute. We are trying one more time.
Mr. Ravi, can you play the video later on? Let us, there's one more speaker waiting on electrical safety.
ಮುರಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇವ್ರು ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Thank you so much, Ravi. You can send the video link to the group.
Yes, sir. Mr. Raviraj, you can share the link. We will share it to our members, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Manjunath, and thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Raviraj, for your
Sir,
most visual and pictorial awareness training on construction safety. And I'm sure members benefited out of this. And we also look at, I work for a Japanese company, we always say Anzen first. That means safety is always first. And safety is given so much of importance that your operations will follow only if you comply with all the safety norms. That's how we treat here in our offices. So thanks once more. We move on to the next session. The next session is on electrical safety. And we have seen offices and factories, several accidents are happening with regard to electrical safety. We have with us Mr. Yogish Kumar, who is from Volvo CE India Private Limited, who is a senior manager plant maintenance. And Mr. Yogish Kumar, can you come on screen, please?
Yeah. Sir, I would like to take few minutes to thank Mr. Manjunatha. He has an meeting with the Chief Minister, so he has to leave now, it seems, sir.
Yeah,
so
sure.
just give me just 2 minutes, Mr. Yogish Kumar. We will just present a memento.
Okay, no problem. No issues.
And then we will join back, sir.
No issues.
Thank you very much, sir. And please continue to support BCIC, Mr. Manjunath.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Sir, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manjunath.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to be here to share my small, whatever I know from my field.
It was very useful, I'm sure, for the audience, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, thanks, Mr. Yogish Kumar.
Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen, but it's blank. Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good day.
Viewers, let me just have the honors of introducing Mr. Yogish Kumar, who is a senior manager plant maintenance in Volvo CE India Private Limited. Mr. Yogish Kumar has over 36 plus years of industrial exposure. He started his career as an electrical engineer at ISRO Satellite Center way back in 1984, and thereafter moved on to work in Ingersoll Rand till 2007. He's worked in various fields of inspection, testing, commissioning, and troubleshooting, customer service of various product lines of mining and construction equipment, compressors, and in expansion projects. From 2007 till today, he's working for Volvo Construction Equipment as a senior manager plant maintenance, and he's handled various projects on energy conservation, continuous improvement, and each support projects. And over to you, Mr. Yogish Kumar. Welcome to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the introduction and
good day. It is good afternoon or good day. Namaste.
Good afternoon.
Namaste is the precise word. Yeah. I'm not a good orator, but I'll make an attempt to talk a little bit on abstract subject because most of the subject has been covered by Raviraj and Manjunath. So much less talked is electrostatic and lightning, and also the high voltage. So let me touch upon some facts and figures or that. Yeah, static charges. So this is the most common phenomena in the industry and public life, where we get a kind of shock. A static charge is formed whenever two surfaces are in relative motion. Okay, so when you touch somebody or touch the ground, you leave a spark and get a sensation of shock. So some interesting facts about electric discharge. Lightning is also a large form of static electricity, which is
Mr.
formed.
Yogish, sorry to interrupt. Can you put the slide mode, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Now it's okay.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
So lightning is also a large form of static electricity, which is formed when air rubs with against clouds. So static electricity doesn't cause high current unless it is on a larger scale like lightning. So rubbing silk or your different form of fabric, which is artificial, which is not cotton, positive charge static electricity can be created. The negative charge static current rub fur on plastic or rubber rod. Okay. Some objects such as wool, glass, human skin, hair, all are susceptible to static electricity. Shuffling your feet or rubbing against the surfaces, it can create static electricity. So is static electricity harmful for humans? Although static electricity is not a direct threat for human life, an electric shock produced by a static charge can cause a shock, or you can fall and get into an injury. So sometimes vitamin B12, which is the strengthening agent of nervous system, so B12 deficiency also causes your immune to the static electricity. Okay. What are the hazards? So hazards means it produces electric shocks, cause of damage and fire. It may so when a dusty atmosphere, explosion can take place. Typical symptoms of an electric shock include unconsciousness, difficulty in breathing, burns, particularly where the contact area is there. So conditions boosting the generation of charges. Risk of static shock is an industrial environment is increasingly more issue, as it can cause serious accidents and is especially dangerous for people with heart problems. The most common cause of static shock is induced charge. What conditions cause static electricity? There are three main causes of static electricity: friction, separation, and induction. So friction, as two materials are rubbed together, the electrons associated with the surface atoms on each material come into very close proximity to each other. These surface electrons can be moved from one material to another. And dehydration. Suppose you are dehydrated, dry skin, your own level of dryness can lead to static buildup. If you are dehydrated while working out, dry skin will increase the risk of static buildup. You can combat this by drinking more water or using moisturizer as needed on dry skin. So when you use shampoo in day-to-day life, shampoo with a pH of above 5.5, the pH of the scalp can cause a buildup of static electricity that leads flyaway of hair, friction, and breakage. According to the researchers, hairs get static charges naturally because of the movement of the dry hair. Static hair occurs when your hair builds up an electric charge, meaning it has gained some extra electrons due to friction and change in humidity. What conditions boost the generation of charge? Type of material: static buildup needs to two dissimilar material in contact. The conductive properties of the materials are fundamental. Presence of impurities like dust and ions, interfacial surface of the object, large surface of the plate or sheet, the migration of electrons between materials to materials, speed of separation, and velocity at which the particles move, create static charges, and humidity increases the charge leakage to the air surrounding in the charge object, reducing buildup. Some examples and areas of static buildup. In industry, gears and belts are common. V-belts, mostly flat power transmission lines, that is mechanical transmission lines, are particularly susceptible to static charge buildup due to the friction. Rubber conveyor, pouring of powders like the dust collectors where the powder material, the cement cleans, the conveyors and the separators, sievers, all that, they are the primary location for the static charge development. Dust transport, when the floor mills, the wheat flour or grain floor of the grains are transported from one place to another, static charges occur. Metal tanks with non-conductive liner. So then the movement increases the possibility of the static charges. Liquid falling from tank. When you pour unload liquids from one container to another, that also causes static. Non-conductive pipes, fiberglass, PVC, isolated section of metallic pipes, rubber wheels on the furnitures and the moving tables, people's bodies when rubbed with the clothes and fabrics, different kinds of artificial fabrics, the polyester and plastics. What are the risks of static electricity? The dangers are electric shock due to the flow of current, or due to the sudden impulse, you may fall from height. Your heart may stop. Dusty atmosphere, the explosions will take place because of the spark and the concentration of the ions and the charges. Production disturbances, processing of paper, plastic, composite, powder, granules, liquids, and static discharge can happen, cause the industrial fires and explosion as a result of static electricity. So these are some examples where the container, the truck containing the floor packages caused by the spark caused by static charges, and the floor mill is devastated by the explosion of the dust. Another picture. The similar scenarios here. So how to avoid sparks? One effective way of preventing avoiding sparks to conduct the charge to earth. So grounding between the charged electrostatic containers and the earth will reduce the havoc. So this is the example of earth pits, standard earth pits, what we are maintaining in our organization. So earth resistance is checked. Preferably, it will be checked on peak summer to have a better clarity on what is the condition of the earth resistance, because the moisture in other seasons it will be good reading in spite of bad earthing. So ideal condition is to have a peak summer. So electrostatics can be applied in many other things also. Electrostatic precipitators from the smoke chimneys and fossil fuel emissions, and laser printers, photocopiers, and many other applications as mentioned. So static electricity can build up as a stationary electric charge on the surface of an object or a person, and under the right conditions can discharge, causing someone to feel a shock. These shocks caused by static electricity occur mainly when the atmosphere is dry, particularly in winter. Common situations when static electricity is noticeable in our everyday life include the brief electric shock felt when a person touches a metal object after walking across a carpet or stepping down from a vehicle. The crackling and clinging of fabrics as they are removed from clothes dryers and washing machines. Human body is an electric conductor and can accumulate static charges if insulated from the ground. Use of the following may be necessary to prevent the charge accumulation: non-metal handrails, insulated door knobs, non-conductive shields, static dissipating boots, and anti-static or conductive clothes. So this is the static wristband where the operator of a orbital sandal grinder can use this to discharge the charges accumulated from the fabric of the body. So this can happen when liquid discharge from the one place to another. The velocity of the particles can cause the static charges. So there are two basic steps when evaluating static electricity hazards that might be present in the workplace. That is, identify the location where the charges separate and accumulate. Assess ignition hazards at these locations. For example, if it is a place of fuel tank reservoir or paint storage area or paint booths, is very hazardous to have this kind of charges accumulation unless you have a discharging mechanism inbuilt. So these are some of the anti-static apparels, the boots, gloves, and this thing available in the market. So what we have done for the paint booth entry, when people go, this charge is discharged by the touching the chains. So this is the simple method in our factory we have done. This is our product line, whereas this is called soil compactor, where touch-up paint, when the parts paint after assembly, some parts are touched up for the better finish. So orbital standards are being used for this. When orbital standards work, the static electricity generates and people get shocked. The operator or the worker gets a mild shock when he touches the ground. So to eliminate that, we have done a earthing arrangement and also a permanent earthing electrode connected to the machine. So this is the magnetic connector, which is discharging the electrostatic charges formed during sintering process. So this is another methodology what we have done, the short blasting dust. Once we had a fire incident some 8 years back because of the static discharge. So now we have done a proper root cause analysis and I've done permanent earthing mechanisms for the collection drums and as well as the machine individual compartment of the machine to have a better connectivity and the discharge mechanism. So having said that, lightning is also a form of static discharge in a higher range. So I wanted to cover this because many people always neglect this as a less dangerous one, but when it strikes, it causes major havoc. So lightning is the visible discharge of static electricity within a cloud, within a cloud, between clouds, or between Earth and a cloud, as defined by underwriters' laboratories. Lighting is unpredictable and a serious threat to buildings and their occupants virtually everywhere. Types of dangers from lightning to the houses and occupants. Damaged appliances from the power surge. Power surge can, the instant for power surge can damage your fridges and household appliances like TV, electronic equipment. Electrocution risk for occupants if the charges pass through your building wall through the reinforcement. Fire risk to the building or occupants. Damage to the structure from water use to douse the fire by fire department. So safety tips for clients during the thunderstorm. So when thunderstorm is likely to come or you envisage some thunderstorm, unplug sensitive appliances such as computers, telephones, electrical outlets, phone lines. Wired phones are very dangerous. There are many cases of lightning strikes through the wired phones. Now we are using the mobile phones which are wireless and much safer. Stay off corded phones, computers, other electronic equipment. Lighting may strike nearby electric or phone lines and enter your home. So stay away from windows. Avoid washing hands because water is a good conductor. The pipelines can carry the discharge. So lighting protection as per NFPA 780 specific instructions and guidelines are given. Lightning rods are available in the market. So when you come to the dangers of lightning, when you think of lightning, so many injuries, fatality we have heard in the rainy season. They can be caused by ground current, side flash, contact with an object struck by lightning. The discharge will happen parallelly through your body also. Upward leaders that will be explained in the next slide. Direct strike, blunt trauma. So what are the percentages of strikes in terms of side flash, ground current is shown in the pie chart. Is a global survey. So ground current, when lightning enters Earth, travels through the voltages, travels through it, and the voltage are set up in the ground. Through tree or any conducting material, it can enter the ground. So an example of lightning hitting a tree, how it creates the ground current injuries. It can travel up to 15 meters, the ground current. So if you are in the vicinity of that area, you may get electrocuted. Side flash. Side flash again, the jumping of arc through the conducting material. not through the earth. So it may hit you parallelly while hitting to the nearest object. Another thing, an example of lightning hitting the tree and how it creates contact with injuries. So when lightning happens, a thunderstorm happens, better not to stay under the tree or a tall object because you are more susceptible to struck by the lightning. So upward leaders, direct strike, and blunt trauma. These are the three parameters or three types of strikes. And one can get hit by a cut branch by the strike. It can create injuries, fatal injuries. This is how surface arc takes place. Side flash and return stroke. Ultimately, it is two types of lighting strikes: ground current and slide flash, which attributes to most of the fatalities. So the underlining word is when thunder roars, go indoors, don't go outdoors. Because why I choose this lightning subject, because construction sites, large construction sites, or barren lands and greenfield projects, we have the susceptibility of lightning strikes for the workers when in rainy seasons. Learn how to protect yourself and your loved ones during a thunderstorm. How to protect yourself and loved ones during a thunderstorm. Being outside when lightning is present is not something to take lightly ever. If the weather forecast calls for a slight thunderstorm, you can only see a few clouds. So your tennis partner grab your rackets and balls and head to the tennis court. You spend a few minutes warming up, and then is that the thunder you hear? What do? Keep playing until the thunder and lightning get closer. Correct answer is no substantial non-concrete shelter is nearby. Get in your car, wait out of the storm. Don't be in the field. Because outside when lightning is present is not something to take lightly. What are the risks of lightning strikes? So according to the study, lightning strike each year are less than 1 in a million. Some factors can put you at the greater risk. Lightning most often strikes people who work outside or engage in outside recreational activities. Florida is called lightning capital. In Florida itself, to 2021, you had more than 2,000 lightning strikes over the past 50 years. Consequences of lightning strikes are serious. From 2006 to 2021, lightning caused on average of 28 deaths per year in the United States, as per the statistics. So, how to protect yourself when lightning strikes? Being indoors does not automatically protect you from lightning. In fact, about 1/3 of lightning strikes injuries occur indoors. There are some tips to keep safe and reduce your risk being struck by lightning. Avoid contact with water during thunderstorm. Do not bathe, shower, wash dishes, because the continuity of flow of water from the pipeline can discharge the charges. Using electronic equipment such as TV and other gadgets. Avoid using corded phones. Now most of the people are using cell phones. Do not lie on concrete floors because it has a conductivity reinforcement with the taut steel. So this is something brief about lightning. I would like to touch upon electrical safety a little bit. So when you talk about electrical, we classify electrical as low voltage, medium voltage, high voltage, and extra high voltage. So low voltage is up to 1000 volts, and high voltage between 1000 volts to 45 kV. Medium voltage, high voltage is 45 kV to 230 kV. Extra high voltage 230 kV to and above. A standard voltage frequency in India are 230 volts, 50 hertz, respectively. If the normal voltage is in your nation is between 220 and 240, you can use electric equipment in India. UK, Europe, Australia has the same standard voltages as whereas USA has different 110 volts and 120 volts. So what are the what kills current or voltage? The principle that current kills is essentially correct. It is electric current that burns the tissue, freezes muscle, fibrillates hearts. However, electric current doesn't just occur on its own. It has to be driven by voltage. So electric shock and burns from the contact with live parts. Injury from exposure to arcing, like arc flash and the medium voltage, is very severe. It can burn your skin and you may lose your eyes. Fire from faulty equipment. Explosion, like short circuit, could result in explosion, or inflammable substances nearby. Dust vapors would facilitate to the igniting and inflammation. So voltages over 50 volts AC, 120 volts DC are considered to be hazardous. Harm can be caused when exposed to live parts. At 11,000 volts, victim will usually pass away because that's a high voltage. It will burn everything and damage the entire brain and heart. So higher the current and voltage associated, your damage, the risk is more. See, most common causes for the electrical hazard is the improper grounding, exposed electrical paths. That means non-standard installations, inadequate wiring, again non-standard installation, damaged installation. Damaged installation may be the maintenance problem, not maintain the installation properly. Overloaded circuit, you're not designed the circuits for a proper rating. Damaged tools and equipments, you're using a wrong tool. Wet conditions, rainy seasons, and seepage, and overhead power lines. So construction under overhead power lines or installation under overhead power lines, all susceptible for electrical hazards. So when in a house, how to see your kids are safe and people are safe, family members are safe. Never put fingers or other objects in an outlet. Keep metal out of the toasters. Never use any cord or groundwater. Never pull plug when it is on. Stay away from substations because substations normally above 11 kV. Don't climb unauthorized poles. If you're not certified, don't climb any poles or not authorized. Don't touch anything in public, which is electrical. Never fly kites. These are the most common thing to get electrocuted. Why means the human body has an inherent high resistance to electric current. which means without sufficient voltage, a dangerous amount of current cannot flow through the body and cause injury or death. As a rough rule of thumb rule, more than 50 volts is sufficient to drive a potentially lethal current through the body. Any electrical device used on a house circuit, wiring circuit, under certain conditions transmit fatal current, while any amount of current over 10 milliamps is capable of producing painful, severe shock. Currents between 100 milliamps and 200 milliamps are lethal. For example, 30 milliamps passing through heart cause fibrillation of heart muscles. Heart can stop. So now when you say heart can stop, what are the threshold limits? Like 1 milliamps or less, no sensation, not felt. 1000 milliamps is equal to 1 amp. 3 milliamps or more is painful. 5 milliamps, local muscle contraction. And 30 milliamps, breathing difficulty. What I said, 30 milliamps which passes through the, above 30 milliamps which passes through the heart can cause ventricular fibrillation because heart muscles stop pumping. So these are the threshold limits, and over a few amps, you are nowhere. It is irreversible damage, or heaven is the path. So you can see common problems when brutes or uneducated, ignorant people go on train to conduct themselves in suicidal attempt. So these are the fatality pictures drawn from our website. This is again a poor installation of tower. So the substandard wiring and the ropeway, the helicopter getting into ropeway line in Uttarakhand it is. So again, you can see one electric car getting damaged, maybe some problem, internal problem. This substandard installation over design, under designed for the rated load, transformers getting burnt, maybe a poor maintenance also. So when you talk about high voltage, I'll touch upon a little thing on high voltage. So the high voltages, the currents are less, voltages are more because the same amount of power is delivered with a minimum of current. That's why transmission and distribution, transmission is taken through a high voltage. Predominantly high voltage circuits are safeguarded or protected by OCBs and mini oil circuit breakers. So here the reasons for hazards associated with working around high voltage is same as medium voltage also, but here the intensity of the voltage is more, than the survival chances are less. So electrocution, burns, explosion, fire risk, muscular contraction. There is no question of muscular contraction and survival in the high voltages. It direct fatal. It leads to fatality. And even if you survive also, that is not worth surviving after the fatality. Damage to internal organs, environmental impact. So these are the substations where medium voltage is controlled and protected from the downstream. Common causes for electrical accidents. Common cause is unsafe equipment or the installation. That means you are using non-standard or under-designed or not properly designed equipment for the protection or the distribution, whatever. Unsafe environment. you're not following the standard practices. So as per the Indian electricity rules or any prevailing rules, unsafe working practices, the lotto and proper use of PPE, all that matters. So this is the arc flash protection for the live working. The bus bars are exposed. That's why arc flash protection with the helmet and the face mask is given. So this is it from my side.
Thank you very much. It was very, very useful. Very, very useful.
But it was an abstract from the routine. I made it a point to cover the abstract subject.
No, it was good. I just have a quick question before others. We have been seeing this static. I mean, I've been seeing this static for many years now, particularly in the city of Bangalore, where even at night when you're going to bed, your pillow sparks, with the rubbing of your head. You can see those sparks in the darkness. And even when you touch a tap, you get that shock. Even when you touch each other, you get this huge shock. When you go to a shopping center or a mall, the moment you touch that escalator railing, you get a shock. So how does that one prevent that?
Actually, this is because of the marketing strategy or the business scenario, because we are going away from the organic materials like cotton. Cotton is organic material, doesn't attract this kind of thing, and artificial plastic, polyesters, all this contribute to this, because whatever we wear is not the original one or organic one. It is all artificial. So rubbing against each thing, there's a principle of electrostatic. So even if you move in a car, your car seat fabric is again different material. Your shirt fabric is different material. Constantly movement, again charged up. Again you get back, get out of the car, you get a shock. So that spark is seen visibly. So that is the dangerous move towards the artificial materials from the organic materials, the main cause of that.
Does the Bangalore weather or
weather, yes, because dry weather contribute to that. So if the humidity is there, okay, no problem. So dry weather accelerates the accumulation of static charges.
Thank you.
Members, any questions to ask? Okay, if there are no other questions, let us call it a day. From BCIC and BIA, we express our sincere thanks to Mr. Yogish Kumar for sparing his time and sharing his valuable insights on electrical safety. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I now request Mr. Vinit Verma to say a few words.
I'd like to also thank my colleague Raviraj. I think his presentation was excellent, and Ravi, thank you once again. And I'm sure you're going to be sharing that link of the video that unfortunately we could not see today. So I'm sure that people who attended the conference will definitely benefit from it. A lot of learnings and key takeaways from for all of us. And I also would like to add that, I personally seen, as Ravi pointed out in some of his pictures, that the discipline at the construction worker level has to be far more sort of diligent, because, I'm just keeping a helmet on your head, but without a strap on, without the chin strap is useless, or tying up your harness with the local rod, that you're going to show for just for the sake of putting a harness. All this discipline has to be brought in a lot more. I think it's a food for thought for all of us as to how do we inculcate the need for a construction worker to be aware of his own personal safety. I think that's going to make a lot of difference. And from an electrical side of view, I think it was a pretty scary presentation by Mr. Yogish Kumar. I think we all are going to be far more careful now, and especially of static in Bangalore. So let's hope we don't drop dead someday, God forbid. So having said that, thank you very much, Oliver, once again. And we will probably plan some similar sessions in future as well, courtesy Murli. He keeps thinking about all these.
Thank you very much, Vinit. Members, please note that tomorrow we have the concluding session of the National Safety Month celebrations. We have Mr. Srinivas, who is the Director of Department of Factories and Boilers, personally visiting the BCIC office at 11 a.m. tomorrow. And he is going to give us a special address, and thereafter it will be followed by a presentation from Mr. VC Mohan, who is heading the HSC department of Bosch Limited on industrial safety. And thereafter a presentation will be followed on a virtual reality platform by Antis Technologies. So we look forward to your participation tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. And we'll be sending the mementos to Mr. Raviraj and Mr. Yogish Kumar, sir.
Thank you very much. Our
Thank you
thanks
very
to
much.
both of you. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.